Hello, I am Logan Sharp. I am the writer, director, and creator of the Alien Joyride short film that you're watching, the Revamped Edition, actually. So I started the video out with this little introduction from me because this is actually a slightly expanded and I guess refurbished version of the short film that was released last summer. I did not get a chance to release this version of a short film when I wanted to. This is actually a whole month late from the original anniversary, but that's fine. You're seeing it now. So the sound mix is slightly different. We do get to touch up a little bit on some special effects, maybe make the shots a little more dynamic in a few places, but there's also just extra shots and stuff that weren't there before. So you'll see this throughout the duration of this short film. And one of the things you'll see, especially at the beginning, is just how drawn out everything is on Mars. You get to see a whole lot more of Martian culture, whereas wouldn't have seen that in the original short film. So here we are on Mars, and we have some shots that weren't here previously. So these were actually repurposed. These were going to be in a short film mini-series called Prelude, which would have led up to Art Class 3. There was going to be a several episode web series detailing everything that was going to be going on. Unfortunately, because of the fact that I lack time and a decent cast, Prelude is not going to happen now, so I just decided to repurpose these shots for this version of Alien Joyride. And as you can see now, we're in slightly more familiar territory. I did have to tweak this opening shot, what was the opening shot of Alien Joyride, slightly, because we also see that there's more stuff now happening in the background. We have more views of Martian culture and how the heck this rover doesn't pick any of that up. Well, I guess that might be a plot hole in itself. But otherwise, we still have here the description of Martian culture a little bit and the setup of things to come. And of course, we also get to see some more Martian cities in the background as well. One of the things you'll also see expanded here, and it won't be until the post-credit scenes, is more stuff of the Sasquatch character. So we'll get to the Sasquatch in just a moment. But I really did want to get through some extra shots of Mars, stuff that, the old version of this film, we wouldn't have had time for. We would have just dragged it out. But this is an extended version of it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I was going to include more shots on the spaceship, but considering what else I wanted expanded, I thought it was pretty unnecessary. I thought we extended everything we needed to extend, so I think we are fine here. But otherwise, everything it does look comped pretty nicely. I mean, everything's kind of somewhat believable. I mean, if I really wanted to take more time, I would have altered the aliens so he can maybe have more, be more level with the ground, and maybe add a little more shadow. But otherwise, I think everything works out the way it should. One thing that is nice about doing this version as well is the fact that we can even retweak some old special effects that didn't exactly go well the first time around, like this alien hologram. You'll see in one shot coming up here in just a moment that the hologram actually goes right back to a green screen element at one point. I fixed it here. I mean, it's still not perfect, but it's at least better than it was. So I made sure to fix up at least a few shots that weren't quite to my liking, and that was one of them. And now the Joyride commences. It's now about 5 minutes into the film, so it's maybe too much of a setup, I guess you could argue. But now we're finally into the meat of things. So as far as songs I wanted to choose, I thought Free Ride by Audio Adrenaline was a good choice. It was not going to be hit hard by copyright strikes quite as much as maybe other songs that would be out there. But I thought it was just a fun song to put into this soundtrack. We put this recording overlay here for this little Is It Broke or Fixable Burka cameo because honestly, it made sense to maybe again tweak this shot. It's just a small detail, but otherwise, it just made sense to include it. So we get some drone shots here. A little behind the scenes trivia when I first did this film. The drone actually basically had a mind of its own. I actually thought I had lost that thing for a good almost an hour until finally it crashed right into the field behind my house. And needless to say, I don't think I've actually taken it out since. It's been well over a year since I've actually used the drone, simply because the last time I did use it, it kind of misbehaved. So why didn't I extend the actual Joyride? Well, I think, again, there was more than enough here. It was probably more than enough to begin with. You get enough aerial shots and locations from around the world, pretty much. So I think we're pretty good here. One thing I will say, I do wish I went and blended in sort of the real cities to digital cities a little better. That's a shot. Maybe I would have, if I could have found a way to improve on that one, I totally would have done it. And here's some new shots as well of a forest. We'll see here our first Bigfoot cameo. So he actually technically goes around the world several times. That's just a detail that I never explicitly mentioned in the film because, it's a detail that isn't maybe quite as important. But he does go around the world several times. And here's our little connection to art class 2. So he gets a car, but it's not actually his car. And oh yes, as far as where we're going with art class 3, wow, it's a bit of a silly mess, I guess we should say. It might be the Avengers Doomsday problem where I'm going to have to Frankenstein a film together and make it connect somehow. But yeah, there's an obvious connection going on here. And there's a cameo from my almost 99-year-old grandmother. She has, I think, 1 month until her birthday, at least at the time of putting this video out. This might also be her only on-screen performance, unfortunately, so yeah, there's another art class reference there, and now we get into the climax of the film, and a brand new shot. Which, I mean, technically wouldn't have been necessary, but, I wanted to incorporate that shot of the city. I had that little city effect that actually wasn't used the first time around, and now I have a reason to use it because the film is getting expanded.
Flying object. This is the United States Air Force. Stand down. I repeat, stand down immediately. If you do not cease your activities, we will fire upon your vessel. You have 1 minute to comply, or we will destroy your vessel.
So I did put a few artificial zooms here in this shot. Actually, 2 shots technically. We also put one in here to sort of slightly increase the dramatic effect. And oh dear, now the alien really got himself in trouble. And that's the only time we actually see model of the spaceship. Of course, as I mentioned before in the first commentary, there's actually more fighter planes destroyed than there are actually present on screen. I think there were technically 5 that chase after him, yet 7 are destroyed. It's a little continuity error. A little oopsie on my part. I didn't quite check on that like I should have. The little voice cameo there is from my friend Ryan Hopkins. He's actually the one that saved a lot of my work a couple years ago when my hard drive went kaput, and I decided to give him a little cameo here, and I think he did a pretty good job. So now we have the alien hopping his way to the escape pod. I don't know what it is with his fast running, but it made my sister just laugh enormously. We also have here a new shot here in an escape pod. I sort of wanted to see his point of view, everything going on, a different perspective. And we added the effect of the debris touching down in Bigfoot Woods. We actually see Bigfoot in the background, sorry, if you were paying attention. And I think that actually improved the little transition here, because it didn't quite work as well as I wanted to the first time around, and now we transition here to the final part of the battle. I mean, to be fair, unless he was a good shot, I don't quite know what exactly he was trying to accomplish here. He's not exactly a very good shot. Of course, I could be just out of panic as well. Also, to be fair, though, a fighter plane, I guess, wouldn't normally be that close to the ground like that. Yeah, I guess if I really wanted to animate the grass and it's just moving because of the plane and how close it is. So maybe it's just pretty obvious how comped of a shot it was. And yeah, this is brand new. This did not happen in the original version. The beaming away worked for a little bit, but I think I wanted to change that up. And I don't know about you, but I think this just works better than the flat shots we had the first time. And here's some new shots of going into the bridge of the ship. And another artificial zoom. And now we are going into the credits of this thing, but it's not quite over yet. We have the setup for Art Class 3 on the way, and yes, I will be the first to admit that we've got about 5 to 5.5 months until the end of the year, and I did promise to have the short film out by the end of the year, but I don't quite know where I'm going with it. I'm going to be quite honest. I've probably been through at least 20 drafts so far. Wouldn't surprise me if it's been that much. It seems like every week there's a new circumstance that comes up, and I've had to just redo it all over again. But we will be getting an Art Class 3. I'm just not quite sure what that's going to entail at this point. I'm probably pushing my luck here at this point. But, circumstances in life change. What are you going to do? So I've added some blurs here, some artificial blurs here in the shot. Because for some reason, and I didn't notice the first time around, but it's like the debris moved or something when it was just supposed to be standing still. and I have no idea as to why that is. But we have a cameo here from my Uncle Preston, who is supposed to be the main bad guy of this entire saga, though I think I'm going to add a clever twist for Art Class 3 that nobody is going to see coming. And I'm going to give you a little hint. I think it's going to be somewhat relevant for what we're going through in today's society. We also have another connection here to the asset. And finally, that short film is slightly starting to make more and more sense. There wasn't really any plot to begin with, but now we have a little more, slightly more clarity anyway, of where this thing is going. So here is the Sasquatch in his prime and glory, and we get some more action from him finally. The reason I decided to include the Sasquatch is the simple fact that, unfortunately, since he didn't get his own short film like I initially wanted, I figure let's increase his screen time at least somewhere else, you know. Every little bit helps at this point. And as far as this Pastor Joe cameo is concerned, he will be in Art Class 3 for at least a teensy bit. To sort of, you know, add and conclude to this relationship between these two brothers. As to what that will be, it's fragments at this point. I don't think he'd be involved with the final battle or anything like that, but he will be involved. And you know, had I known I'd had this much of a struggle to get R Class 3 going, I wouldn't have included that character at all. But the shenanigans I get myself into, and of course we have the cartoon marker. And how did he get the cartoon marker? I guess we'll have to find out in the conclusion to the Analog Pictures universe. I also included the teaser trailer for Art Class 3 at the very end. Basically as a reminder to people that yes, this thing is kind of still happening. Might not be the way you anticipated, but it is still happening. To be frank, though, I can't really help circumstances beyond my control. Things that have been happening behind the scenes and how hard it is to, you know, secure actors and stuff back. But, you know, this is the problem we've had. This is the problem, and there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. But I will piece something together for you folks, I promise. I would like to go back to Art Class 2, though, if I still had the original project files. And maybe redo some special effects, because I know there are spots in there that really need reworked. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, what could possibly be happening? I will also say, in this trailer, as far as shots that will actually be in the movie, I'd say it's only like maybe one or two. But I'm not exactly going to tell you what they are and what their purpose in the plot is going to be. There's only one or two shots in here that are going to be in the final movie, and that's it. You'll have to find out much later. And the title of Art Class 3 is going to be Legacy, and the legacy that we leave behind. What is going to happen in Art Class Legacy? Well, you are just going to have to find out, aren't you? But that's it for my commentary. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day. See ya.